Good morning, guys. I'm bringing you some frontline beaver journalism today. So I just had the opportunity to come out here and show you guys on this beautiful New Brunswick morning this beaver dam and beaver colony. And I just want to show you guys how, after looking at this myself, I have just gained such appreciation for the beaver. And I feel that the beaver really is such an appropriate symbol for Canada and is such a noble and ingenious creature. So anyways, I just wanted to rattle off a bit here about beavers and just why they're so amazing and such a good symbol for Canada. And the reason for that is they are nature's engineers, and from what I understand, beavers are second only to humans in terms of their ability to engineer their own habitat. As you can see here, they're very smart little critters, and that is why in our military the symbol on the hat for our Canadian military engineers is the beaver. So just more on this animal that is just such a good symbol of our nation, is that Canadians are builders, and what we create is so wonderful that the rest of the world is falling over themselves to obtain citizenship. But should we really be accepting mass immigration? Well, do beavers accept mass immigration? Let's find out, as Barb would say. Yeah, no, they don't. Because if beavers feel threatened, they will come out and hit the water with their tail and make a scene, because beavers, they don't like, other creatures, generally speaking, going into their habitat. They build their habitat specifically to protect them from predators. Just like you and I build a house to protect us from what might befall us if we were to, say, sleep on the street. It's just very evidently makes sense as to why every creature in nature builds their own habitat. And of course, each creature in nature does so differently. Interestingly, from what I understand, some opportunistic muskrats will at times be found cohabitating in beavers, dams, and beaver colonies. So this is clearly just a vacuum or a void in nature that will be filled. Anywhere there is an opportunity in nature, it will be taken advantage of. Nothing goes to waste in the jungle, as they say, or in this case, in the forest of New Brunswick. So just imagine, if you will, if some crazed muskrat were to come into political power and were to somehow convince the beavers that, there's only one race, the semi-aquatic rodent race. Of course, this would never happen because rodents and semi-aquatic creatures are not so politically advanced. But just imagine for a moment that it did happen, and there was some political contrivance that made it possible for massive amounts of muskrats to swarm this colony, for instance. And, so how would that work out? You know what I mean? As long as the beavers are here, it's all well and good, because the beavers can maintain the colony, and doing so is actually a huge benefit to other creatures, because beavers create wetlands and they create all of this beautiful terrain you see, which benefits all creatures. And they also clean the waterways, interestingly enough, of pollutants. And interestingly as well about beaver dams, you can't destroy a beaver dam without removing the beavers, because if you come and try to level some of their colony, they will simply rebuild it overnight. So really, I'm trying to create an analogy or a parable. I hope you can appreciate where I'm going with this. Say if the muskrats were to end up replacing the beavers in their habitat. Of course, they could live in the beaver's habitat, but they could never recreate the beaver's habitat. All they can do is create muskrat habitat. So I hope that you're following along and just getting this analogy that I'm trying to explain about beavers and why they should be protected, why their habitats should be protected whenever possible, and yeah, also too why the beaver is such an appropriate symbol for Canada. And yeah, you know, real life is not like Yogi Bear, guys. You know, the beavers are not out here befriending all the other animals. There's potentially predators, you know, they're not all wearing clothing and talking like all the foxes and coyotes and beavers. You know, that's not real life. The beavers make this habitat specifically in this deep, still water so that they can hide from predators, because it's a very vicious world, and yeah, they defend what they have. So yeah, we should all strive to be more like the beavers. You know, other creatures should not parasitize, you know, other different species, homes and habitats and livelihoods. Each creature in nature lives within its own balance and provides for its own kin. And this is just nature, guys. This is just natural conservation. No conservationist would ever flood one animal's habitat with another. Even of the same subspecies, like you know, there's only one race, the semi-aquatic rodent race. No, guys, no. There's different subspecies within the semi-aquatic rodent race, okay? So, anyways, I just wanted to talk a bit with you guys this morning. Yeah, just on the fly, just trying to make something, you know, that makes sense, and that's a good analogy, because, yeah, you know, the beavers are not evil colonists, guys. Okay, they build a colony, yes, but they build it for their own posterity, and they create wonderful opportunities in nature for all creatures. And if the beaver were to be, you know, rendered extinct, which almost did happen, unfortunately, and you know, trapping restrictions were, you know, imposed, which, you know, their populations have bounced back, which is good, and that's what we're into, guys. We're into maintaining populations, okay? We're not trying to sterilize any beavers. We're not trying to, you know, make friends with the beavers and have universal brotherhood among all creatures of the forest. That's never going to happen. It's a fantasy that doesn't exist in nature. So I hope you guys are having a great day, and that you enjoyed listening. Bye.